So this is the last. Today is May 28th. So it's the last 3 or 4 days of the challenge. So, for the most part, I'm happy with the results I've gotten for the people who stuck through it. So, just about 60-70% managed to stick through the entire month. So there's a few cases with some health concerns, and all of them, all the ones that I was really focused on, they completed almost the entire thing. There's still 3 days left, but at this point, they've pretty much stuck with it. So I think some of the important things that I did was, number one, focusing on approaching it from their perspective, giving them, trying to figure out, first of all, before asking them, but also trying in getting them to continue figuring out what caused them to, what would cause them to agree to this, because it's a big commitment on their side. And the second one is focusing on listening to them and listening to their concerns as a part of this process, trying to attract first of all their subconscious, their kind of on the elephant rider paradigm, their elephant emotionally, to get involved with this, but also trying to figure out what they wanted from the same perspective, just seeing deep down what their desire was, and custom tailoring the program to each person. So some people, I mean, I was asking every day, and some people I didn't ask at all. I just relied on them because they didn't want to be pestered, and the compliance, I'm really surprised. I know a couple of people cheated, but for the most part, to get a group this large of 10, more than 10 people, basically to commit to a full month of either vegetarian or veganism, out of just me asking them, just a personal request, I think is pretty impressive to me. So I'm happy with that turnout. So in the future, I'm going to talk to two cases. One of them, okay, I can give identities. One of them is my father. So he has some health problems, and I don't know if he's going to be willing to talk about those. But the idea was that maybe this process would help him deal with some of those. And another one, a good friend of mine, he's a smoker, he's a drinker, and there's a lot of health problems that can be brought on by that. So he doesn't have any as of yet. But this is kind of the beginning of a lifestyle change for a lot of people, that they start thinking about what they put in their bodies, and realizing that when you really commit to something, it's not that much of a change to make these little small challenges, even if just for a month. Kind of the long-term health the outcomes can be completely different. So going vegan for a month, maybe, I don't know, maybe what I'm hoping with some of them is that they'll stick forever. So I know at least two of them, those two that I was talking about, those main cases, so far that they've actually agreed that they're probably not going to go back. So they'll probably stick with either primarily vegan or completely vegan for the foreseeable future, unless something else happens. As far as the other people, this has been a really hellish period of time. So it's possible that I haven't been keeping track of everyone in the group as much as I should have. But I'm going to make a little bit more effort to reach out to people in the next few days and see kind of like a, what do you call it, debriefing. When like a spy comes back from another country, you debrief them and you interview them on their process, what they gained, what they lost, what lessons they learned, what their feelings are, and how the experience overall went for them, whether this was positive, whether they'll stay, what they learned, and maybe what positive interventions it can make in the future. And that includes maybe doing something a little bit lighter, like vegetarianism, or being vegan most of a month, or even cutting down meat to a very, very small part of their diet. Maybe because the average American diet is probably one serving of meat in basically every meal. So someone who eats meat or eats even dairy or eggs once a week, it's not optimal. The optimal would be pure veganism, but it's better than nothing. So I'll see what kind of outcomes people are looking for, and give them whatever support I can give them, and basically see how they found this process. Because personally, I didn't think it was too difficult. Some people found it a little more difficult, and I know one of my friends who stuck with it pretty strongly was cheating in the last few days. But I think that for people who made a real effort and saw this commitment as something that they needed to take seriously, for the most part, everyone was pretty happy with their results, and everyone who's really stuck with it for this month actually has come out and said how much better they feel, actually. That it's just something subjective, but you just feel a little bit lighter, feel a little bit purer somehow. So that's my feedback for this near the end segment. Not completed yet, but nearly there. And I've been falling a little bit behind with the postings and stuff like that on the social media group, because everyone's continuously sharing the foods that they make. But in the last few days, I'll remind everyone that it's coming to an end soon, and if everyone wants to continue, get all the support in the world. So that's it.